Hey, welcome back. Simon Lees here again. I'm going to give you a top guitar tip, guitar related tip. There's going to be no guitar playing on this one whatsoever. What I'm going to talk about is equipment maintenance, very basic. When you get to a gig, the last thing you want is for you to get everything all set up, start playing, and there's no sound, or you got a bit of a crackle or something like that, and it causes a lot of stress. And there's one way you can kind of save yourself that stress by looking after your guitar leads. Now, if you look at this example of a guitar lead, you see how dead straight it is. Now, it is a very nice quality lead. You know, it's one of the best types of guitar leads you can buy, but it can still become kind of curly and bendy and sort of kinked if you don't look after it properly. The main issue I have with people, it's like I sometimes get people offering to help pack away at the end of a gig, which is really nice. But I always sort of say, as soon as they start picking up the lead and they kind of stick it around their elbow like this, and it's like no. It's kind of, that is a wrapping your lead around your elbow is a surefire way of making sure that it never comes back straight. You know, and obviously if you do it once or twice, it's probably not going to affect the signal. It's not going to break the cable or anything like that. But over time, kinks will form. And then, I mean, one advantage of having a nice straight piece of cable is that you can gaffer tape it to the stage or to the carpet or wherever surface you're playing on, you know, and you don't need loads and loads of gaffer tape because the cable's kind of sticking up in a sort of kink. You know, you want it nice and flat. So the way you curl a lead up is like this. I start off, I've got the jack plug end in my right hand, in my picking hand. I'm letting 6 inches or so of the cable dangling, so that when I tie it up at the end, I'm not tying it directly onto the where the jack plug joins onto the lead, you know. So I'm leaving a little bit of slack there. I tend to curl the lead to the same size as the bag that it goes in, so that I'm not coiling it an unnecessary number of times, you know. So it's sort of it's just easy, quicker to get it out and get it unwrapped. So I'm holding the other end in my left hand, just between my finger and my thumb, just like this. And what I'm going to do is bring my left hand towards my right hand, and as I do it, I'm going to twist the lead with my left hand. My right hand is just holding the lead. My right hand's not doing anything fancy. But I say, as I bring my left hand towards my right hand, I'm moving my thumb. You see at the moment my finger is in the front, but then I move it so that my thumb goes over the top of my finger, and that causes the lead to automatically go into a loop, and then once it's in that loop, I just pass the end that I've just kind of twisted, and just grip it between my thumb and finger on my right hand, and then I'll start again. So however long you want it, that's where you sort of hold it between your index finger and your thumb on your fretboard hand, if you like. Bring your left hand towards your right hand, and as you do so, twist the lead by moving your thumb to the top of the lead and roll it across. You'll feel if it needs to be twisted anymore. You know, if you sort of bring it together and it ends up being like this, where they're not lining up, then you need to twist it a little bit more until the two coils sit perfectly together, and that's it. So I say, if you don't twist it enough, the the two coils are kind of separate, and this is where you start getting internally the cables will start sort of sitting in a funny way. So to avoid that, just twist it a little bit more in the same direction. So you start off with your finger pointing at, well, your finger at the front and your thumb at the back, and then you just roll your thumb over the top, and that causes the lead to twist, but also to sit. So you're forming a loop which sits against the original loop. So I'm going to do the same again, do it a little bit quicker. So that's roughly how long I want the thing to be. Bring my fretboard hand towards my strumming hand, and as I do so, just twist the lead so that my thumb goes over the top. Make the adjustment that I need to make to get all the loops exactly the same. And with this end, well, you've got a choice. You can either sort of leave them both open like that, which is probably what I do, to be honest, because again, I don't really like to clamp right on the end of the jack plugs. So the leads I use are made by a company called Designer Cable from Nottingham, and they all come with these Velcro ties, which are extremely useful. They do sell these separately. They're not expensive, and say just pull the Velcro tight, wrap it around itself, and hey presto, there's your perfectly coiled lead. So when it comes to getting it set up again, you know, when you fetch it out your bag, get the Velcro off. I normally kind of wrap the Velcro around itself so that it doesn't get stuck on things. But then when you open it up, it's all nice and straight, you know. There's no kinks anywhere. Leads get a lot of abuse, you know. They get trodden on, you know, they get gaffer tape to the stage, you know, and obviously being plugged into your guitar, you move around a lot. And so at least this, wrapping them up the right way, is one way of looking after them properly, you know. So I say, hold the end. I mean, I'm holding the end that normally goes in my guitar. That's the end with the angle jack plug on it. About 6 inches worth of lead. Hold that between my finger and my thumb on my strumming hand, and between my finger and my thumb on my fretboard hand. Bring my two hands together, and as I do so, the finger and thumb, well, my thumb on my fretboard hand is rolling the lead. It's kind of twisting the lead so that my thumb ends up on top, and then just bring the two ends together. So once you get used to it, so I'm going to set the length about that, because that's kind of what I need to fit into my gig bag. And then sometimes you need, you know, if you're doing it quick, you just need to give it a bit of a shake. That's a little bit better. So I haven't got so much spare lead dangling off each end. But yeah, one more time. So say just hold it there with that much lead dangling. That's it. See if I can do it any quicker. So again, start off straight. That's it. So you've got your perfectly coiled lead, and then when it's all done, just tie it up with the Velcro, and that's it. Job's a good one. So that's my top tip for this week. Look after your guitar leads, and they will last a long, long, long time. Thanks for watching. I'll see you on the next one.